Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and this is another edition of What the Fugue, where I talk about what's going on with me in my week of comics. Let's see. Let's start with this. I got a bunch of different things I want to talk about, I think, and I'll try and see if I can keep them all organized. It's been a super busy week. I just did a hangout to talk about books from 2 weeks ago. I've got another week's worth of books, and then I've got my books are coming current. They will come current now. What it was I was complaining before about the fact it looked like I was not getting my books for a week and a half. Well, that's because shipping wise, if it's over about 3.5 pounds, the company I get my comic books from ships some FedEx, and FedEx is slow. If they're 3 pounds or under, which about a week's worth of comics for me is about 3 pounds, they send through the United States Postal Service, which is much, much faster. So I'll get my books in 2 days, 2 to 3 days. So I could have my comics on Thursday. The current week's worth of comics, now that I'm caught up and I'm getting my books weekly. So it's going to be worth it if I get it that way. Either I'll get them on Thursdays or I'll get them on Fridays. Either way, I should be able to take a look at them, read them, be able to discuss them on the Comic Talk podcast, so I can talk current books and all that kind of stuff, and I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited to be a little closer to being reading the books and everybody else is reading them. May mean I have to evaluate how I do my reviews, or rather my talks, when I talk about the books, as to not really spoil things. Before, I've never worried about it because I've always been 2+ weeks behind everybody else and just not worried about talking about whatever story that I want to talk about. So that's exciting. That's exciting news. So I've been raging through all this stuff, and so I'm sure I'm going to forget something that I thought I want to talk about because I kind of think about this stuff as the week goes on, what all I want to talk about, whatever's going on and stuff. And so let's see. Let's do this. I wasn't going to talk about it, then I decided I was going to, and then I decided I wasn't going to talk about it, and now I've decided I'm going to talk about it anyway. So I've mentioned somewhere else, I think, on a video that they're coming out with a digital first Superman comic. And I was really excited about when I first heard about it. Like, yeah, cool. I may actually read this Superman book, which I don't read Superman books. I might read this just because of the whole out of continuity kind of story. And they're just getting creators from all over the place to do it. And there's a lot of Marvel creators that are going to be jumping on the Superman book. I'm looking forward to seeing a Chris Samney art Superman book. That'll be cool. I'm all on board for that. So I'll be curious to check these out. So I was all on board thinking I'm going to get this. Well, then I heard that Orson Scott Card is writing the first arc. So it's like the first 2 or 3 issues are going to be all him. And my personal philosophies don't agree with his personal philosophies, which is fine. There are lots of people out there that I don't agree with, and that's fine, because that's how the world works. If we all thought the same thing, it would suck to some degree. But in this case, the guy kind of preaches intolerance. He's part of the whole Defense of Marriage Act and the whole, gays shouldn't be married, gays shouldn't have rights, all that stuff. And I completely and fundamentally don't agree with that. It's bigoted and intolerant, and I want no part of it. And if that was just his personal philosophy, it wouldn't be such a big deal to me. And DC just did an announcement like today, saying, we support creator. We're as putting out entertainment product. We support our people who work for us as creativity, and their personal views are just that, their personal views. So DC is basically trying to wash their hands of the whole thing. Which is fine. They can do that if they want to. And I wouldn't have a problem with that if it was just a matter of that was his personal opinion and whatever. It wouldn't bother me quite so much. But the guy spends his money and uses his fame as an author of novels and as an author of comic books. He uses that fame to help promote his intolerant viewpoint. And I don't have to accept that. Now, am I signing a petition to tell DC that they should fire the guy, they shouldn't hire him, they shouldn't whatever? No, I'm not. That's fine. whatever. I'm not, I don't, whatever. Don't care about that. I personally am not buying the book until he is off of it. He's not getting any portion of my money that he can help spend to promote intolerance and whatnot. I'm not going to do it. And I don't mind saying that, and I don't mind promoting that. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see me retweet people saying that, we shouldn't be buying the book and whatnot. I'm not asking for the guy's job. I'm just saying that I'm not willing to spend my money to promote somebody like that, who is then going to turn around and promote shit. I won't have it. It's utter crap. So there's that. Get the political crap out of the way. Do I boycott everybody who's whatever? No, I don't. But if you're going to use your fame as a leverage or a sledgehammer, then I can use my dollars myself and not spend the money. So there's that. You make your own choices as to what you want to do. I'm having none of it. Sorry for the artist, whoever it is that's doing the artwork for that part of the book. I think you're going to suffer because I think there's a lot of people who aren't going to buy it. How many of those people weren't going to buy it in the first place? I don't know. But anyway. So, enough of that crap. I can't think of what else I had as far as news. I know there was some about some creator swaps and that sort of stuff that actually pertained to me. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on with the whole Green Lantern books. They're all changing their creators and whatnot, but that doesn't really pertain to me. I don't read any of those books, so I don't care as far as that goes. Let's get to some of the funny things, shall we? So anybody who follows me on Twitter, and that's _Gaunt_man, is my Twitter account. A couple days ago, I took a picture of a box of comics that I got, and I was like, oh boy, I hope this isn't bad. And then we had some conversations about the fact that my comics were awful. So let's just kind of get to the whole thing. So I won an eBay bid. This is huge in its first right because I usually always get sniped at the last moment. I win this eBay bid, totally stoked by it. Okay, so I now own Commandy books. I own Commandy books. I didn't own any Commandy books. I've read some of the stories, but I've never owned a Commandy book. I own a Brave and the Bold Batman, giant size thing that has him and Commandy teamed up, but don't really own. So Amped got these books, and I'll tell you right now, the price I paid for them, the reader copies, okay, reader copies. You take that however you want to take that. So they range from what, a 0.2 to a 0.4, I guess, whatever. They've been well read. They have nicks and dings in them. They have folds. They're all intact. Trying to decide if I want to actually show them all to you. But anyway, so I got these books, okay? So I paid about, rounding up, I paid 52 cents a comic for these comics, okay? 52 cents a comic for Commandy comics. The reader copies, take that for what it is, okay? And I got 70 issues. And you're asking yourself, okay, those are people who know the Commandy series. There weren't 72 issues of Commandy. You're right, there weren't. I actually got doubles of a bunch of them. I am missing 4 issues now from having the entire run of Commandy. Let me dig out my smartphone here because that's what I keep all of my stuff on. You guys have notebooks. I used to do notebooks, but something always happened to my notebooks, so I've gone this route now. Let's see here. I am missing 4 issues of Commandy to have the entire run. I'm missing issue number 21, issue number 32, issue number 54, and issue number 57. Okay? Those are the issues I'm missing. Otherwise, I have the entire run of Commandy. I paid 52 cents an issue for them. So, anyway, I get this box. I take this picture of it. The story's getting crazy now. I take a picture of it. Oh boy, because this box is all mangled and whatnot. The outside of the box does not look good and whatnot. I open it up, and dirt starts to fall of it. Not dust, dirt. Dirt. This box looks like it had been sitting in like an attic or like an abandoned garage that had lots of holes in it and whatnot for probably 20, 30 years. And that's how much dust and dirt had blown up. I literally, after I pulled my comic books out of the box, I tipped the box upside down and I poured dirt out of it. Dirt. Not some dust, dirt out of the comic box. Okay. In the bid, it also said that most of the comics were bagged. I'm going to flip through these really quick, and I'll show you. Most of them aren't bagged. So my comics were in a crushed box, not crushed because the Postal Service crushed it, but literally the box was too big for how many stacks were in it. So to take up the space, he basically just crushed the sides down and then taped the Jesus out of it, right? With the dirt inside. And most of the books aren't bagged inside that. There's a little bit of newspaper shoved around the side so it doesn't slide on too much. And granted, they're reader copies. And I don't have to worry too much about the corners being binged because they're already binged. They're reader copies. But still, dirt. And so needless to say that eBay was not really happy with my assessment of what I purchased. In my comments, it was basically something along the lines of, gee, thank you for the comics, and I'm pretty sure I didn't buy the dirt, so I'm not sure why you sent that to me, or something along those lines. The other thing that kind of irritated me is, I don't know what the actual eBay etiquette is, but I paid for the comics. Now, the comics came within the time frame that the guy said that they would come in. They come somewhere between the 8th of February and the 15th of February. Fine. The bidding was done like the 3rd, and I paid for the comics like within a half an hour of having won the bid. And he waited a week and a few days to even ship the things out. It kind of frustrated me. I mean, yeah, it was within his time frame, so fine, I guess we really couldn't complain about that. But anyway, and to top it all off, I don't know if he added this book as like an extra, ooh, look, I'm a cool guy if I add an extra comic book, because I know some of these eBayers do that. I gave you some extra comics, so you'll write a good review. This is the extra comic that they put in here. This is Warheads. Warriors Across Space and Time. Warheads. Issue number 9, and this is from 1993. And I don't have a freaking clue who the writers are, or the artists are, or whatever. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this comic. I have no clue. Never heard of it. It must be a Liefeld special, though. Because look at all the teeth. Look at anyway, this is supposed to get me excited about the dirt that came with my comics. Anyway, let's get past that, shall we? So I'm still shaking dirt out of these books, just to let you know. Anyway, there's Commandy issue number 1. And, I don't know. I don't really have a good way of showing this. There's the corner. It's chewed up on it. Ding up in that corner. But, well, I'll get better copies at some point. But I can actually read the whole series now. 52 cents. So, there's issue number 1. Issue number 2. Do you guys really want to see all these? 3. You guys have seen these all before, right? 4. I haven't taken these out of the bag yet, so I don't know how much dirt is inside the bag along with them. 5. I'm not going to show you all these. That'll take too long. 6. Anyway. So, here they all are. Here is my entire Commandy run, right? And I'd say maybe 50% is bagged with dirt. I'm literally still blowing dirt off the things. So I got a bunch of extras. In the late 40s and whatnot, I seem to have 2 of everything. So yeah. So maybe I'll give away some free reader copies of Commandy. Anybody interested in that? Or is everybody so my books have to be perfect and beautiful and whatnot that they wouldn't be interested in a reader copy that might have a little bit of Georgia soil in them, because these come from Georgia, that you wouldn't be interested in reader copies? I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't looked yet. I haven't looked to see how many of the extra copies are ones that Kirby was still on or not. Because those would be the cool ones, right? To get the Commandees with the Kirby more so than the other ones. But anyway, I figured at 52 cents, even with the dirt one, I wasn't going to send them back. I still think that's probably a pretty good deal, right? 52 cents a book for a Commandy book. Whatever. So, what else? Because this has gone on way too long already. I mumbled some about it on the hangout I just did for my Monster Comic Review number 50. I am thinking that not enough people I know read Six Gun, and some people have been asking some about Six Gun. Do they have a trade? Do they have whatever? I've not seen it in my comic book shop. I don't know what this is about and whatnot. So, I've got a Comic-Con I'm going to in, 2 weeks? 3 weeks. 2.5 weeks. And the creators are both going to be there. Cullen Bunn and Brian Hurt. Awesome guys. I've not actually met face-to-face Cullen Bunn yet, so I'm going to have him sign my issue 1. I met Brian Hurt 2 years ago, got an awesome commission from him, and had him sign my comic. And that's still early on when the comic hadn't been around as long. So I'm excited to get to meet Cullen Bunn also. I'm going to have him sign the books. I'm thinking about, while I'm there, Oni Press, because they're a West Coast, Northwest company, they have a pretty good showing there. They usually have quite a few trades. I'm thinking about buying a half a dozen Six Gun first trades and have those two guys sign the books. Okay? So I'm thinking about doing that, about having, just going and buying 6 trades or so and having them sign them. And then I want to send them out to some people. I have some ideas about who I want to send them out to, but I don't want to send them out to anybody who's actually read the book. And, if you don't like it or whatever, and you just haven't had the nerve to tell me that you don't like it because I love the book so much. So what I'm thinking about doing is I think I'm going to buy those, and I'm going to mail them out to some of you people in the YouTube community. And I'll do another video on this if I really truly do it. I think I'm going to. Pretty sure. That I'm going to send these out to you, signed copies. If you love it, cool, you can add it to your collection of stuff with signed copies. If you don't like it, pass it forward. Pass it forward onto somebody else. Or even better yet, if you do like it, buy another copy and pass that copy on to somebody else. So we get the book into more people's hands so we can read it. If you can't find anybody to give it to, donate it to the library or something. Maybe your library carries trades. Mine doesn't. I hear most other people's do. Because I love the book, and I think it should get more attention. And for those people who care about such things, it's being made into a TV show. NBC has picked it up so far. We'll see where it goes from there. It's being produced by a couple of the people from The Lost who did Lost, so they got some weight behind them. But yeah, I think it's a great comic. I actually at one point did a money-back guarantee on the book. And the 2 people that I ran into the first year I was at the con, and I said, buy this book if you don't like it. Here's my contact information. Contact me, and I'll buy it from you. And I never heard from those people. So they must have liked it, right? So, anyway, I'm thinking about doing that. I don't got a lot else. I know this is taking longer than what it is. I think it's pretty funny, my Dirt comics. My Dirt comics. Looking forward to reading them all, though, after I shake the dirt out of them. Like I said, even for reader copies, I think they're a pretty good deal. So that's it. I'm done. I know there was something else, but I can't think of it, and I didn't plan this well enough. So there it is. A week, What the Fugue. I appreciate y'all watching. This seems to be my most popular thing that I put out there. As far as the videos that I put out that people watch and whatnot, and I appreciate that. So yeah. Take it easy, everybody. See you throughout the week. Comic Podcast, if you're interested in watching that live show or whatever, It is on Saturday again this week, and that is 6:30 Pacific time. You figure it out for all you people who don't live on the beautiful West Coast. And I will see you during the weekend. Bye.